What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl, Monique Nicole, and I am back with another video. Before we get started, honey, if you are new to my channel, please make sure you are subscribed. Go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. And while you are at it, go ahead and click the thumbs up button. It is an easy and free way to help support my channel, honey, because even though your girl finally hit 1K, we are still trying to do what? Grow, honey. Say it with me. Growth. So hit that like button, subscribe if you are new to my channel, and comment and just interact with your girl. You guys, I have missed you all so much. I can't even tell you how much I have missed you all. But you know what? Your girl is back and better than ever. And I will definitely be making my return, obviously, this week to the YouTube streets with consistency. As you know, Power Book 2 Ghost is back for the final 5 episodes of the season. This is the last season. What's up, DeMarcus? Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. Guys, this of course is a very impromptu video. I did not plan this. I'm sure y'all sick of hearing me say this. I did not plan this. I literally just did this randomly. This is very impulsive and impromptu. As you can tell by the title of the video, I will be discussing the Braxtons, formerly known as the Braxtons family values. However, this is, I guess, a new show for the family, and they have titled it The Braxtons. So this is essentially season 1. I think we're 5 episodes. And oh, where's your monetization? Oh my God, where is it? Thank you for asking. Hold up. Let me find out if YouTube did something shady or secretive to me and took it away. I mean, I don't see what they would take it away. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that you brought that to my attention, DeMarcus, because I've been monetized and should be able to receive super chats and super stickers. And wait, hold up, YouTube. Copyright content has been detected. Oh, Moochie's live that I have on my channel is copyrighted. Okay, but that's for that video. What about the other videos? Hmm. I don't know what to do. When they copyright a video, does that affect all your videos, or is it just that specific video? It says video. Anyway, I'm a little irritated because I want y'all to be able to do the super chats and super stickers and all that good jazz. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna make this quick because at 9 o'clock, I'm going live with Lamont and the crew. Y'all, Lamont Tyson is doing a Monday night live. Like, for all the OG supporters, y'all know we haven't had a Monday night live in a very long time. So this is gonna be amazing. I already have positive feelings about tonight's live. Like, it's gonna be so nostalgic. So I can't wait. So 9 o'clock, tune in to my channel, Lamont's channel, Moochie, Nita. I'm not sure who else will be up there, but I know for sure it'll be me, Lamont, Moochie, and Nita for sure. DeMarcus said he was trying to bless me for my birthday. DeMarcus, please bless me for my birthday. I need it. I'm really irritated with YouTube. I don't know why my monetization thing isn't there. I need to ask Moochie what the hell, if she knows. I mean, y'all know she would know because YouTube has tried her several times. Oh, your channel is not. Why? Say what? Child, you two, a bitch, a bitch. Oh, bitch, I'm gonna have to appeal. Let me talk to Lamont and Moochie. I'm gonna have to appeal with you two because they tried me. Anyway, if you want to bless me, Demarcus, I will be happy to, the Cash App is on the screen. Please bless me via Cash App until I figure out why YouTube has tried me and temporarily took away my monetization. I don't freaking know. I'm not gonna get anxiety about it now. I'm just gonna push forward. So we are here tonight to discuss the Braxtons. Again, this was impromptu. So I don't know who's gonna tune in. Y'all watch on the replay. I really want to get my girls' opinions. So Monique, 69 Ways. I want your opinions. I know you watch the show. I want Kira's. I want Nita's. I want Shayna. I want Inga. I want all the girls that watch the Braxtons. If you guys are watching the replay, I really do want to know your opinion. This is again impromptu. I literally just finished watching the episode like 45 minutes ago, and I was feeling very emotional, right? When I finally caught up. So I just watched episode 4 and I watched episode 5. DeMarcus said, I will send you something through Lamont. You can, but because it's on his channel, I won't get it. He would get it. So that's the only thing. But do what you feel comfortable with. Yeah, also I just finished watching episode 4 and 5 of the Braxton. Sorry, I can't talk. And I was very emotional. I literally like wanted to cry. Like I was feeling very sad. I was like, you know what? Let me just get this shit over with and like come on here and my eyebrow look like that. Let me come on here and freaking have a conversation with you guys because obviously, even though I've been a little MIA from the YouTube streets, I'm very much so in the social media streets. So I see all the blogs, I see all the videos, I see all the comments, I see all the trending posts and all that. So I know it's the Braxtons have been a major topic this past month. So trust me, I've been seeing it and I just haven't really commented too much on it. I have no notes. This is off the dome and I really don't know where to begin. I guess I will try to begin with how it started as far as the season. The season opens up with really very somber energy. The ladies are really reflecting on Traci's sickness and her death and her last months on earth and the time they spent together and different things like that. I know the major thing the first 2 episodes was the grief counseling. So I was very shocked, very, very shocked to find out that the family did not have any grief counseling together until they started filming for the show. And I'm very, very shocked. I mean, maybe not. I mean, no, I am because I'm trying to think at that time on the show, they had said it was almost 2 years, right? Since her passing. So it's like, yeah, I am surprised. I am surprised. 2 years with a loved one like that passing away. I am shocked. But then, like Monique just said, I'm not shocked actually. Because it's like, yeah, the Braxtons, I love let me tell y'all know I try to operate out of like logic and reason. I'm very fair. I'm very open-minded. I try to see the bigger picture. I don't like to jump on the hate bandwagon, right? So I like to give grace. However, we know as OG watchers of the Braxtons family values, we know that the Braxtons, as much as we love them, they are a very toxic family. And I say that with no judgment because I mean, all of our families got some toxicity in them. Trust me, I can relate. So I don't say that to be judgmental. I just say that as a very honest observation. So to Monique's point, yeah, no, it's not really surprising that they waited 2 years. Now I know Tamar said that she already did grief counseling, so I guess she did her own. But more so over, I'm shocked that Trina had not done any counseling, being that Trina and Miss Ev were the only relatives that saw Traci take her last breath. And I feel like I think in the confessional, Miss is Evelyn, right? Miss Evelyn was like, out of all the kids, Trina needs the counseling the most. And it's not because she's more special than the others. It's literally the fact that she was the only sibling that watched her sister literally take her last breath. And that would be traumatizing for anyone in that position. So, I mean, like I said, I'm very shocked that she did not have her own counseling. The counseling session, let's get into that. The counseling session started off decent, and I saw the benefit because Trina was really able to express herself and the trauma that she endured and how it has affected her almost 2 years later, not sleeping at night, having nightmares, seeing Traci in her dreams, and just how I really broke down crying when she was describing Traci's final moments, and how she said that you literally, like, inch by inch, you could see the life like leaving her body. I really broke down and cried because that is something that no one can ever prepare you for. The closest thing I've experienced to that is seeing a loved one in the hospital. I can't talk. In the hospital, on a ventilator, on a breathing machine, and like looking lifeless. Yes, I have seen that. And that's the closest I ever want to get to what Trina experienced. And I had a breakdown when I saw that person laying there like that, lifeless. So I can only imagine how it was for Trina and Mrs. Braxton. So anyway, y'all, it started out good. And then, of course, like every Braxton family therapy session, it turned very left. What triggered it turning left was Tawanda got a phone call from little Kevin, who is Traci's son, only child, and the police were at his door. So of course the family's like, why are the police there? What the heck is going on? So even though we don't know the full details later, it has something to do with his wife, who he's currently divorcing from and not showing up to court. So I guess there was a warrant for his arrest, and it was terrible. So even though no one knew what was happening, Trina kept her composure. Miss E kept her composure, but rightfully so, Tony and Tamar were very confused and concerned. It's clear that Tony and Tamar know the least about what is happening in little Kevin's life. It is obvious that Tawanda and Trina are closer to him than the other sisters. So there was a scene in the scene, Trina kind of I guess Tony was asking questions. So Trina tapped her like, hey, and Tamar peeped it and was like, yo, y'all got so many secrets. Like, what the freak? And I mean, I get what Trina's saying. She's like, look, that's not my place to really air it out on this platform because it's not my business, it's his business. And I get she wants to protect him. But we're going to get back to the whole secret thing later on, because the secret thing comes back into play. And as much as Tamar works my nerves, y'all know I'm a very fair person. I'm with you when you're right. And secrets The Braxtons are good for keeping some secrets, and I'm gonna have to stick up for Tamar a little bit later in this video. So moving on. So that was the major thing. Then another thing that happened during the therapy session is Tawanda and Tamar had a moment. Now I don't remember the specifics because I saw that episode weeks ago, but there was basically the context was Tamar was like, "You don't talk to me. You just started talking to me only because of production and us filming a show." Tawanda says, "Well, anytime you've called me, I've called you back or texted you." And Tamar's like, "No, you haven't." And Tawanda's like, "Yes, I have." So there's obviously some serious contention between Tamar and Tawanda. I'm not sure where it stems from. I'm not sure how long it's been going on. Now, yes, us OG watchers know there's there's always been a little contention between them, but no greater or lesser than any of the other sisters. I mean, if we're keeping it a buck, Tamar has had contention with all her sisters. So I feel like her and Tawanda, it's nothing where I'm like, oh, they've always, but like I feel like social media is trying to paint it to where, oh, Tawanda and Tamar just always, but it, no, they didn't. And to be real, Tamar butted heads with everybody. So it's just but I don't know. In the confessional, Tawanda said that she is all about protecting her peace. And Monique, you saying Tawanda doesn't like Tamar? None of the sisters like that. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. I feel like everybody's trying to nitpick at Tawanda. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, Monique, but I'm just saying social media and some of the viewers are trying to nitpick at Tawanda. But I'm like, it's just when you have siblings, especially them, it depends. Every other month it's a different beef with a different sister. Like, okay, right now is Tawanda and Tamar's time to be butting heads, but 6 months from now, a year from now, it might be Trina and Tamar. Like, let's keep it a buck. Tamar argues with all of her sisters. Tamar is the common she's the common denominator. If we're being all the way honest, she really is. So and I don't think either party is 100% right and 100% wrong, right? I think there are things that Tawanda is right about, and I think there are things that Tamar is right about. I think they both play a part in their relationship, and that's that. But Tawanda is 100% has the right to protect her peace, whatever that looks like for her. Whether that's not really talking to Tamar as much or her kind of pulling back. Tawanda has that right to do that, essentially, in my opinion. So that seems to be the contention as far as sister wise. Let's see, what's another thing I have to address this because it is just so it's very bothering. It bothers me. It bothers me deeply. So now we see that there's contention between little Kevin, again, Traci's son, and big Kevin, Traci's husband. Apparently, for reasons unbeknownst to the audience, long before Traci even got sick or was declining, Traci made a very conscious decision to have her son, her one and only child, be in charge of her, I'm assuming, her estate. I think he had the biggest cut, if not the only cut in the will. He is in charge of her, the use of her name, her likeness, anything about her. He is in charge of that. Now, yes, typically that is something that a spouse would have control over, but for whatever reason, Traci Braxton decided on her own. Hey, Ingaboo, I was looking for you. I said your name. Thanks for tuning in, girl. I would love to hear your opinion. I already know I kind of know how you feel because I've seen your comments, but I really would love to hear from you. But no, right now I'm talking about little Kevin and big Kevin and the contention that is surrounding their relationship. So yes, so Traci, for reasons unbeknownst to us, chose to have her one and only child in charge of her finances, her estate, I'm assuming. Obviously, he got a big cut in the will, and he is in charge of anyone using her name, her likeness in any capacity has to go through him. Not even the sisters. Not even the sisters. Really, little Kevin. Um, Not necessarily. I understand why she chose her son instead of I'm not sure when you mean not necessarily, but I agree with you, Monique. I think episode 5, how do I say this? You know, when people are saying a lot but not saying anything at all, Kevin Jr., because we all know the sisters are going to be biased, right? Because that's their sister. But when you really hear little Kevin or Kevin Jr., when you hear him really talking about his mom, really talking about their relationship, really talking about like, hey, like, I didn't ask for this. Like, this is what she wanted. Um, I will say this. I- I'm not a parent yet, but I think it's absolutely disgusting that Kevin Sr. is almost punishing his child for what his deceased wife decided. That's not his fault. Like, he didn't force his mom to do that. Traci did that on her own for her own reasons. And it's got to be some pretty good damn reasons. I mean, I'm going to trust Traci. Now I will say the outside looking in, I was surprised because at least the last few years on the Braxtons Family Values, Big Kevin always seemed like a very supportive husband of Traci, right? Whenever Traci would vent to him about his sisters and how she was feeling and the treatment and the discord that was between them, he was a very much so a listening ear. And he seemed like a very supportive husband and kind of would try to be a vessel to explain to them how Traci felt in certain situations. Because we being real, I mean, Traci carried a lot of hurt and pain. So I was surprised to hear that Traci made that decision. But you know what? I'm going to trust Traci because Traci is the only one in her marriage. And I'm going to trust her and her discernment and judgment. And I love that the sisters respect her decision. And I want people to know no matter what we see on this show, no matter what we think, what our theories are, we don't know anything 1000%. We do not know. And so I do want the viewers to give a little more grace to the sisters, especially Tawanda and Trina, being that Tawanda and Trina were the closest siblings, and Mikey were the closest siblings to Traci. It's no shade to Tony and Tamar. It is no shade. Tony and Tamar for many, many years were on the West Coast in LA. So they grew a bond, and Trina and Tawanda were in Atlanta. They grew a bond. And Traci was in Maryland and Baltimore, but she would frequently come to Atlanta. So that's, to me, that is why the three of them always kind of were more like this. No shade to the other sisters, but that's just the reality. But no, back to little Kevin. My heart, I really wanted to cry for him because you could tell that he genuinely is hurt by how his father is treating him. Why are you're one and only child? Oh, actually, I don't know if Kevin has any outside kids. I don't know. So let me not say that. But the child that you had with your wife is grieving the loss of his parent. And instead of comforting him and you guys supporting each other during this tragic time, you're punishing him and making him feel like crap because of what Traci decided. I think that's disgusting. I think that is disgusting. I think that is disgusting. And I feel very bad for little Kevin. And despite what we may think, Tawanda and Trina and Mrs. Braxton have been there for him and seem to be a better support system for him than his own father. So my heart my heart goes out to little Kevin. My heart really goes out to little Kevin. Don't seem like he's too to get. I know. I don't know if he can even. I know. I agree, Inga. I agree. I actually almost think that she maybe should have had little Kevin and Tawanda. Let's be real. Tawanda is really like the manager of the family. She there's a level of professionalism that I like about Tawanda. And we have to remember she was Tony Braxton's assistant for many, many years. And we know Tony is not an easy person to work for, right? She is very detailed, very structured, very so you can tell Tawanda is the family's bookkeeper, assistant, manager, however word you want to, spokesperson. She really is that. And so I am surprised that Traci didn't have at least someone else as a co-chair or a co-whatever, you know, to help him, right? Because to Inga's point, that can be a little intimidating. And who's to say that little Kevin's even in the right state of mind? Little Kevin probably wasn't ready. I agree. I agree. I don't think I would have been ready either, you guys. And I'm older than him. I don't know. I wish all the Braxtons would go and get off TV. I hope they don't come. Yeah, and I think this should be the first and final season of the Brax. I don't think it should come back. I think I think they did this one last season just for Traci because Traci really wanted it. I do believe it. Because Traci loved doing this show. She loved doing the show. So I genuinely believe that Traci was like, "Can y'all come back together one more time? Share with the audience my journey, my struggle." I think this should be like a one and done. One and done. One and done. I agree. Little Kevin seems like he's a little mental. Oh, I already read that. I'm sorry. Oh, the yeah, I agree, Inga. But the thing is, I would be too. I would be too. He doesn't have a sibling. That's the only downfall to me of being an only child is God forbid if anything happens to your parents, you're on your own. And that has to be a tough feeling. And then him and Traci were very close. He was her only child, so I wouldn't be mentally well either. you know can't trust someone who doesn't like your well, Monique, you're right, but I don't think Traci cared too much about what her husband was thinking and feeling according to that will. I don't think Traci had her manager in the will. Okay, very nice. And I really like that lawyer. The lawyer that sat down with little Kevin and Trina. We've seen him before. I know I recognize his face. So I'm so happy that they had that meeting to clarify any questions as far as if Traci was in her right state of mind. Was she whatever, like coerced into I'm so glad that he said long before she even got sick she was up cooking oxtails for him. And if y'all know, she loved to cook oxtails and stuff like that. So that sounds like Traci. I'm glad that attorney said, nope. I had very coherent conversations with Traci while she was cooking for me. And I have multiple recordings to prove it. That's how you do it. And I need Black people, all of us, whether you're young or old, especially if you're of a certain age. I know it's not a fun topic, but it's very important for us to have life insurance. It's very important for us to have these tough conversations about what we want when we die, if we want a funeral, do you want to be buried, do you want to be cremated, do you want a celebration of life, who do you want to be in charge of your home, do you want to sell the house, do you want this, who's going to be in charge of the those conversations are real. Yes, they're uncomfortable, but they need to be had because so many families get torn apart um after circumstances like this and death, and you don't want the money and things to go into the wrong hands, and you don't want people fighting over it, and it's just like, oh, the drama that comes from these type of situations. I really do want Black people as a community to really do better in these situations. But shout out to Traci because shit, you can't win for losing. Traci still did the right thing and had all her ducks lined up in a row, and she's still getting pushback. Poor little Kevin is still getting pushback from his father, and so that has to be a shitty feeling. But I am thankful that little Kevin has the support of the father, Mikey, a couple of his cousins live up there. I'm glad that he still has some family near him. I pray that his father lets go of the ego and pride and just embrace it for what it is. Traci's not here. Nobody can change the will. It is what it is. So what are you going to do? Be mad at your son forever and hold him accountable for what your wife did? No, it's disturbing. It is disturbing. And it actually makes me now question. It makes me question things because let's be frank, the sisters never liked Big Kevin. But to be fair, the sisters never liked any of the men that came in the Braxtons' life. If we're being real, they didn't like Gabe. They didn't like Andre. They didn't like Kevin. They barely liked Vince. I mean, so it's like, are we that surprised? But anyway, she left husband some things in the will, but just I figured she left him something, but obviously maybe it wasn't enough for him. I mean, and I want to be a little sympathetic. I can understand as a spouse, it's like I was married to you for 20 something years and you don't trust me to be in charge of your estate. I would feel, I'm not going to lie, y'all. I would feel offended. But then again, I'm not Big Kevin. So I don't know there's obviously something about Big Kevin, either his behavior, his personality, things that have happened in the past. There's something that made Traci say no, right? So I have to respect it. I don't know. I don't know a relationship. Okay, yeah. Trina's new husband is a piece of. Yeah, Inga, I would love to hear your opinion about Vaughn. But let me get to this last part and then we can kind of talk about the miscellaneous stuff. One more part that I really want to hit on that I found to be disturbing. Hold on, take a sip. Woo, y'all. Y'all know I don't really go up. Well, y'all probably don't know. I don't really go up for Tamar too much because Tamar is a piece of work and is somewhat of a difficult person. However, I'm with you when you're right. So let's address the elephant in the room. Episode 5 was it was Traci's second heavenly birthday. And so the Atlanta family put together a very small, intimate little celebration of life for her birthday. I was surprised that they didn't invite the dad, Janice, the friend. Now let me correct myself. I don't know if they were invited. They could have been invited and just could not come because scheduling conflict. People have lives, So I don't want to say they weren't invited because I don't have the receipts to prove that. But I will just say it would have been nice to have seen the dad show up or Mikey show up or one of the other nieces and nephews and cousins. It would have been nice, but it is what it is. It seemed like a very nice event, very intimate, but nice. I love how they had her big blow up photos of her everywhere. I would want something like that. God forbid. I don't want to pass anytime soon, but if and when that day comes, I would love to have, I like what they did for Traci like that. I would love maybe the first year after I'm no longer on this earth, if friends and family came together and did something like that for my first heavenly birthday. I thought that was really a sweet idea. Nonetheless, a lot of things came to light, right? And it's just like, damn, the Braxtons are really full of secrets. So we meet Denise. Denise is Traci's longtime friend. Actually, was first actually a friend of Tawanda, and then Traci they met, and I guess Traci and Denise just really grew a bond. And it looks like Denise kind of stayed in that DMV area, so I'm sure it was just easier for Traci and Denise to remain closer. So Denise was there, seemingly was there with Traci almost every day. It seemed like during her illness. And so Tamar asked a question. It was like, how she said, how'd you do it, or what made you do it? Something like that. And Denise just said, there was a time where Traci said she didn't want to be alone, and that's all it took. And Denise was there, and I thought that was so beautiful. And so Tamar was like, look, I wasn't there not because I didn't want to, I didn't care. I wasn't there all that time because I didn't know. And when she said it, my jaw dropped. So, because I'm a logical person, I said, oh, well, maybe she means the first month or two she didn't know. I can understand that. Because when you have cancer, my father had cancer and I had to go through that journey with him. So I know a little bit about it. I'm like, okay, the first couple months, I could see how you maybe didn't tell everybody in the family. But when Tamar said that when she found out Traci had only a few weeks left to live, I said, oh my God, that's effed up. That's effed up. Let me tell you guys, because I don't know who has siblings, who don't have siblings, how close, how not close you are to them. I have siblings, and me and my siblings have gotten into it bad. Do you hear me? Bad. I know about chaotic families. Okay. However, none of that matters when a sibling is on their deathbed. None of that matters. So the fact that it was like a thing of, well, Traci said she wanted to tell you on her own. I feel like you guys, the Braxtons, they enable bad behavior. And the way their logic and reason is very flawed. Like I said, the first month or two, I'll give it to Traci. I can understand why she didn't want to tell Tamar. You wait until weeks before you die to tell your fucking sister? And then the rest of the fucking family, y'all didn't think that it was fair or like appropriate for Tamar to know her sister is dying? At that point, it's like, I don't get, like, I know this sounds bad. Y'all might not agree with me, but it's like, at that point, Traci, no, I have to tell. Like, I would be like, you're putting me in a tough predicament because you're telling me to not tell my sister that you're dying. We're family. Whether we're beefing, whether we had a falling out, whether we had an argument, we're still family. And I thought that was asinine that every single freaking sibling knew and did not even whisper to Tamar. At least give her a hint and be like, hey, I can't say the specific details, but something is happening. Something serious is happening. And I think I either need to pick up the phone, FaceTime Traci, or get on a plane to see her. And you could have left it at that. You could have given her some breadcrumbs. If you didn't want to say it right out your mouth, you could have given her breadcrumbs. At least. There's no way my parent would have allowed that to happen. If I was the one that was sick and I had a beef, a argument with a sibling, and we weren't really talking like that too much, my mom would have been like, Monique, You got to let her know that's your sister. She loves you. She's going to be devastated. You have to let her know something, but to just let it be. So we all gonna fuck. What if Traci did not fight the way she did? What if the doctors had it wrong and Traci died weeks earlier? You telling me that y'all think it would have been better to have had Traci die, and y'all just pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Tamar, sorry we didn't tell you, but Traci's dead. She had cancer. We didn't tell." Like, think, y'all. Think. I know we're Team Traci right now, and I love Traci, but it wasn't right. It wasn't right. It was not right. And I'm not even mad at Traci. I'm mad at the family unit for doing that to Tamar. If that was me, and y'all know I do not go up for Tamar because Tamar is, y'all know how she is. So I can probably count on one hand how many times I've actually defended Tamar in all these years. It's very small. So please don't think I'm a Tamartian. Please don't think I'm not. I never defend Tamar. But I have to be fair. That's fucked up, y'all. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Nobody wants to be the only one. Nobody wants to be the only one left out. Nobody wants to be the only one left in the dark. And like I said, if they didn't want to say the words out their mouth, Traci has cancer and she's dying, there are ways that they could have had some breadcrumbs and kind of led Tamar to a realization of, hey, something deep is going on within the family involving Traci, and I think you should hop on a plane to see her or FaceTime her. Let's try that. That's all I'm saying, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep it fair. Something like that could scar you and actually really. I have to give Tamar credit because I said if it was me, I would have some deep resentment for my family because, like she said in her confessional, she lost out on so much time, on so much time that she could have. There's so many more times that she would have. I know she would have went on a plane and went to Baltimore. There's so many more times she might have really been there for her sister, sent her sister flowers, sent her sister a funny message. You guys robbed her of the opportunity to be there for her sister in her final days. You guys did. And I'm sorry. It it is what that's my opinion. Now I have a problem with something that Trina did. I thought that was very tasteless. And again, this is why I'm saying it really depends on how you're raised because like I said, y'all, me and my siblings, woo, we've had turmoil. We've had turmoil, but my parents, there's just I guess we're raised different. That would have never happened. So let me dive in. So when Trina had I didn't like it when Trina sat up there and said, "Well, you and Traci were kind of at odds at that time." Who gives a about being at odds when my sister is dying? I don't give a fuck about that. Like, and then to Tamar's point, she's like, "But that was a year. That was a year prior. Like, what is that? Like, I don't know what family y'all come from. This isn't me on my high horse because I came from a perfect family. I've come from a very, very dysfunctional family. So I'm speaking from experience. All that shit goes out the window. When tragedy strikes, I don't care if me and my sister got in a fist fight last week. When tragedy strikes, all that shit goes out the window. So I thought it was really, really fucked up that Trina on camera for the whole world to see says to Tamar, "Oh, well, I mean, you and Traci were kind of at odds during that time." And she's like, "Okay." And then when she brought the guy over and he was like, "Oh, that was the such and such show." And then Tamar was like, "Yeah, exactly. That was like way before, like that is I can maybe see if it was like 3 months before her death or 2 months before her death. An incident that happened a year before, like, come on. I'm just saying. So it's kind of like, uh, I don't, y'all operate very weird. Y'all operate very weird. Growing up, and I'm talking, oh, something smell good. Even like now, when me and my siblings get into it, my parents give us a couple days. And after a couple days, mom was like, okay, well, y'all need to fix it. Y'all need to fix it. Y'all need to fix it. And I'm not saying Miss Evelyn hasn't done that over the years, because I know Miss Evelyn has gotten frustrated with her children and has been like, y'all fix it. I know she can only do so much as a parent. But like I said, like, I think the longest. All right, Monique, see you later, girl. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Monique. I didn't know that. That's very, very sad. That's very tragic that you went through that. Mm-mm. If she didn't know something was about, look, well, yeah, that's true. Right. I don't know. Did she not see her for a year? Girl, that's a good point. But that still don't change. Like, two things can be true. Like, that doesn't change the fact. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't change that what her family did was kind of like messed up. Just because you born into a family don't make. I get it. I get it, y'all. But they weren't family. They were not siblings that didn't talk to each other for 3 years. Like, let's be like, even when they didn't talk, it was kind of like, you know, it's not like that. So I just feel like, no, again, when tragedy strikes, all that goes out the window. We're not talking about a distant relative or a cousin or an aunt that you saw once every 5 years. This is my sibling. This is my sibling. So I just I don't agree with how the family chooses to handle situations. I don't agree with their logic all the time. I just don't agree with how they handle situations. We're not going to sit here and act like this family isn't known to sweep things under the rug or not address issues or like wait 2 years to go to grief counseling when your sibling died. Like, we're not going to act like this family doesn't have a history of, like, doing stuff like that. So again, it's just like, I think it's fair to say they could have handled it better. They could have handled it better. And if I were Tamar, and again, I rarely ever defend Tamar, y'all. I don't defend her quite often. But no, if I was Tamar, I would be filled with a lot of hurt and resentment. And I probably would never trust my family ever, ever, ever again. I would never be able to trust you, because it's like my own sibling was dying and you didn't see fit to tell me until the 11th hour, like weeks before she died. Like, that's just not normal. That is, I don't know where y'all, that's just not normal. Again, these aren't siblings that saw each other once every 5 years. These aren't siblings who like saw each other like one time. Like, no, no. So I was really shocked by that, and I really felt for Tamar. Hey, Kira girl, if you could go back and watch the replay and definitely just like hear my thoughts, and then drop in the comments and let me know what you think or how you feel about things that were discussed. But yeah, y'all, this is very depressing. I watched episode 4 and 5 today, and I cried, and I was left feeling like this was heavy. It was very, very heavy. It was so, so heavy. Um, it was heavy. And it just makes you think about your own demise, you know? It makes you think about your own demise and what that would look like for yourself, for your family. Again, I do think we really have to talk more about having life insurance and having policies set in place and having a will, having a trusted maybe attorney or just a trusted relative, right? A trusted relative that you really do trust to take over your household, your estate, whether it's godparents to your children, watching after your children, God forbid anything happens. I know these are tough conversations that no one really wants to have, but we should have them. Whether you want to be buried or cremated, where do you want to be buried? How do you want your funeral to be? Do you want a funeral? Do you want a celebration of life? These are important things. These are important things. And like Traci did, which was amazing, she documented everything. She made sure to have, I know it was recorded, but I don't know if it was videotaped, but I know it was recorded. She has recordings. So no one can say, oh, she didn't say. Nope. There's proof of what she said, what she wanted, and you can't debate it. So yeah, y'all, that's it. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. This is very depressing. I'm gonna continue to watch the show. I'm not gonna do reviews week to week. I'm probably gonna do it like this, where I just watch 2 or 3 episodes and then come on here and recap and just talk about the main moments and highlights and things like that. I definitely think that the Braxton family value era is just over, and we just have to leave it in the past and just go stream and watch the old episodes because we're never going to get it back. Too much damage has been done. Traci's absence is heavily felt. The sisters' bond isn't the same because even back then when they had turmoil, which we know they did, I feel like it was a little bit quicker for them to turn around and make amends. It could be because of the show. Who knows? It could be because of the show, but now it just seems like things are so far gone. So, like Inga said, I hope this is the final season. I think this should be a one and done, a one and a done. Tell me what y'all think. Please hit the like button to like this video. It's an easy and free way to help support my channel. Comment in the comment section, you guys. The replay crew, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions, and let me know how you feel. You agree, you disagree, anything that I forgot to discuss, please put it in the comment section. I'm about to head over now to Lamont's channel. Literally, yes, and go one and done. I agree, sister. One and done. But yeah, y'all, we're about to head to Lamont's channel in 5 minutes. So tune in, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay. End.